H-Town. What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but which broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's my favorite day of the week. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Yes, women rock really every day on the Chop Shop, but today we just proclaim it. Women rock on Wednesday, and as customary, we like to recognize the first five people every day that sign on to the Chop Shop feed. But today it's only women. We men, you know how we do it. We open the door for the ladies. Ladies first today. So let's go with it. We got Mindy Collins, we got Dale Griggs, we got hold on, let me go down past these guys. Kimberly Jackson, Tamika Withers, Shanquetta Peltzer is in the building. Who else we got? We're gonna keep on. We're gonna go. I know we got more. Where my girls at? Hey, Akisa. Akisa is my sixth woman of the day. Akisa, I saw a post on Facebook for you. Was that you? Cause you had your back turned. Was that you? Okay. If ain't nobody else said, don't worry about them. Just was that you or not? I just wanted to know. Cause we didn't know. Uh, who else we got? There go Karen. There go Tori. What's going on? Let me see. Let me talk. Hey, Brandy. Um, uh, oh, that was you. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right there because Curtis might be watching. I'm gonna leave it right there. But look at Anissa Ville. See, Anissa come on here starting stuff already talking about Mindy. How about them strolls? Uh-huh. No, I didn't know. I thought it. I don't know who it would be. It could be your sister, your so I don't know. I didn't know. You can post pictures of somebody else on your page sometimes. So it could have been been your daughter. I mean, it could have been anybody. But glad to know that was you. But what's up, everybody? Hey, I see the guy. Hey, Jessica Brooks. I'm just talking to the ladies right now. Let's do me a favor. Let's share the show. Got a couple unique things I want to share with y'all. Y'all gonna have to help me with this. I need all the women. Y'all gotta help me. Y'all gotta walk me through this today. And he said the Yanks are struggling. Yeah, oh yes. I mean, yeah, the sports. You know what I learned about sports? Man, sports is so up and down. What's up, Ken? Sports is so up and down. You're big 1 minute, and you're back to normal. Shout out still. I want to really. I don't want us to ever forget about and our ancestor Michael K. Williams, who passed away uh, uh, on Monday, 2 p.m. Powerful actor, uh, near and dear to my heart because I watch all his movies. His characters just do it for me. But just learned so much about the guy. I didn't know he was a dancer, y'all. He was he wanted to be in the what's the name Janet Jackson videos. I mean, these guys got so much talent. Boy, Jimmy and they already they got so much talent. But it's Women Rock Wednesday, and I want to share something which I think Jimmy should be in here right now. Let me bring him on in. There he is. Let me clear you up, Jimmy. Um, but I saw something, women, on on my girl Anita Baker. Saw this, and I don't know if y'all found out about it. Taylor Swift shouted out to Anita Baker uh, for reclaiming her masters. I don't know if y'all used. I used to go to Anita Baker concerts a long time ago, all the time. She rocks on this Wednesday. I'm gonna let you know why. She rocked because she just Anita Baker, but she reclaimed her masters. And Jimmy, I used to go to concerts. Is it certain songs that she couldn't sing? Because we used to be wanting these certain songs, so she couldn't sing them. Oh no, she refused to sing them because they had her all her stuff. Jimmy, her masters tied up. But Taylor Swift, young lady, is giving Anita Baker her flowers because the woman was able to do what what Taylor Swift is trying so hard to do right now. namely ownership of her master recordings. Even Taylor Swift says she just showered Anita Baker with praise, and just she got so much. I mean, Anita tweeted, y'all. This is what got me. She tweeted. She said, "All my children are coming home." Then she attached the photos of her first five albums, the Songstress, Rapture, Giving You the Best That I Got, Compositions, and Rhythm of Love, all pretty much from the 80s. And Taylor Swift caught wind of it and told her, "Congratulations, Anita." Shout out to Anita Baker. This woman rocks today. She's just unbelievable, man. I I always watched her. I always listened to her, and just shout out to her today. Got another thing I want to share. Nicole Hannah Jones. I've talked about her a lot, but guess what? She always doing something for you to talk about. She's the creator of the 1916 Project, also the dean of the uh, the journalism department at Howard. You know, she shunned North Carolina, University of North Carolina, to go over to Howard. And then she took Ta-Nehisi Coates with her. She got a new project launching an after-school literacy program. It's a new history focused literacy program, has been launched in Iowa, and will become its curriculum available nationwide as a free open source online tool in 2022. Led by Nicole Hannah Jones, the author of the 1619 project. Um, it's a free 5 day a week school after school literacy program for students in need of additional support to achieve academically. The program content focuses on Black history in a state where a new law places limits on how educators can talk about race. There will be a soft launch in October, Jimmy. The students from the Dr. Walter Cunningham School of Excellence in Waterloo, Iowa, followed by full lunch for students across the state, across the Waterloo community. But it's a unique program for all his children, and it will be available for all the people around the world, and it's free around the country because you know they're trying to stop these kids from learning their history. And she's saying, okay, now this is an after school program, you'll be able to learn it. So look it up. Nicole Hannah Jones, she just constantly doing, she a woman that rock with me today. She's a woman that's constantly moving the needle. You know, all of us a lot of people sitting back and complaining about what they gonna do about CTR, what they gonna do about critical race theory, CRT. But guess what? She went and did some about it. Shout out if a lot of us quit complaining about what people are not doing and let's just go and do some about it. These people are examples of, and I know, and people who don't want to do nothing, I know they going, well, I don't want to do nothing, but we ain't talking about you. You keep on doing that. But some of us want to do something to put our mark on this world so great that somebody would come up and talk about them the way Wendell Pierce talked about Michael K. Williams yesterday. So I just shout out to them on Women Rock Wins. There's so much more. Got so much stuff in. Jimmy, I got some NIL stuff. I got some HBC youth football stuff. I got NFL stuff. It's just so much stuff that's happening. And hold up, before I get off this, Women Rock Wednesday. Western Power, our ancestor Dr. Dandridge, who passed away this day, Jimmy, in 1965. I got a lot of people don't know, you know, just in case you don't know who Dr. D is. Dr. Dandridge, she was the first African American to be nominated for Best Actress for Academy Award. And this is one of her favorite quotes. She called prejudice is such a waste, it makes you logy and half alive, it gives you nothing, it takes away. That's one of her famous quotes, Dr. Dandridge. It's the same Dr. Dandridge that you went to Vegas one time, and she just put her feet in the pool, and the people ain't used to black people. The white people, they weren't used to black people being in the pool, and they drained the whole pool out just because this beautiful black woman put her feet in the pool. in the pool, and it's crazy. Most of those guys who made those rules would love to kiss her feet, and it's crazy. So, and that's another one of her favorite quotes: that there is no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise. She rocks the day. Dorothy Dandridge, had to get her in there. Great, great woman. Look her up. Great actress. I mean, just unbelievable. A beautiful soul, Dorothy Dandridge. But what's up, everybody? What's you got, Jimmy? What else you got? You got your mute on, Jimmy. You got your mute. Got your mute.
Yeah, I got my mute over here. Now we got it off.
Uh-huh.
I got shoot, but day two, Adam, I'm over there struggling, boy. Day two of my 21 days. So I'm sitting there. I got my little old potion in my cup right now. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go. That's my lemon. You see my lemon with my you see.
Yeah, they can see your lemon. They can see your lemon.
Look
Next time, squeeze the lemon. Then the juice will come out.
No, I squeeze it before I drop it in there. I still drop it in though. You know, it kind of control things.
You know why I don't do that no more? The whole lemon hull, because when I found out that it's kind of bitter. Yeah, no, it's bitter though. It's bitter. I mean, well, all of it bitter. But I just when I stopped doing it. But I'm glad you see that some. But I put it on my food, Jimmy, I cooked a new dish. You know, I'm dabbling in the culinary. I mean, I am just like, hey, the people at the produce department. At the produce store, they just know me, Jimmy, because I go get the fresh stuff. I try to go to the farmer's market because I'm just trying. What I'm trying to do, you trying to stop drinking. I mean, stop all your crazy stuff. What I'm trying to do is just eat more better. If you know what I thought about, Jimmy, if eating bad caused us to be sick, then could eating better cause you to be well? I want to talk to you wellness people out there. If eating all of that bad food, Jimmy, can cause you to be sick, can cause you to have diabetes, can cause you, couldn't reversing those processes cause you to feel better?
It increases your odds. It's like both ways. It's like the sword cuts both ways. Eating bad increases your odds of getting sick or getting vulnerable to sickness because, you know, whether it be obesity, whether it be other type of stuff, but eating good increases your ability to stay well. That's why they call it wellness. And that don't mean you're gonna be well. There's some people I know that you know ain't ate pork in 40 years, but they still got this might be wrong with them. So it's just one of those things. But and you know, the thing about it, you're in a country, whereas you retain the right to do whatever you want to do. That's your body. You know, well, unless you're trying to get an abortion in Texas, that's a whole different conversation.
He talking about I'm trying, it's hard. I mean, you know what? It's hard because you know what? I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all can do me one thing and go by Crave and just eliminate all the red velvet cupcakes, that's my biggest vice. And I don't go. I got people that bring them to me now, y'all. I mean, you know your loved ones, you love them to death, but they bring you, Jimmy. They used to bring me a 1-pack. Then they brought me a 6-pack the other day. So that's one thing. I wish I can get that little thing, that crave. Hold up, the red velvet. All the other ones you can throw them in the ocean, but that red velvet, Jimmy. When that first bite, you see that red. Unbelievable. But back to what I know, we got a lot of stuff in sports. It's just NIL is for some players looking good. Y'all, let me tell you something. I thought, Jimmy, what happened to those people who were boycotting the NFL? Jimmy, I looked at some today, right? Every NFL team, and I gave y'all this another thing, but every NFL team is projected to get $400 million in 2023 before selling one ticket, one beer, one hot dog, thanks to the massive media sponsorship deal. Jimmy, that means the beginning of next year, that 23 season, Jimmy, like they got 309 apiece in a pandemic year. So they are projected right now, this NFL, it's big business, man. Each owner gonna get one check for 400 million before they done sold, before Jerry Jones then put that that $200 parking on you. Any of them hot dogs. Jimmy, they told me in one place, like at the U.S. Open last night, had some friends went to the U.S. Open. We got to talk about the U.S. Open because it's got a black flavor, African American flavor, no, a black flavor. Jimmy, a little drink this big, Jimmy, $20. Jimmy, hey, $20 for a little bitty cup of a little. I don't know what was in the drink. $20. They said that's the least expensive drink at the U.S. Open. So, oh yeah, Rick Brown, yeah, it's good. So, but the NFL owners, man, I mean, they are. Let me tell you something. They're printing money, and I see why ain't nobody trying to sell. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all ever heard anybody trying to sell the NFL team? Have anybody out here? Tell me when y'all hear, send them to me. Send them to me. Ain't nobody, because they print money. They print money. Unique thing. I just wanted to share that with y'all. That was on top of my list. I said, gosh, unbelievable. Another thing I got, Jimmy, Jackson State, man. I got to shout out to them again. And this Prairie View, I know you go to you went to TSU, but Jimmy, let me tell you something. Y'all share the show, by the way. But Jimmy, when I saw this, it made me mad that I didn't come to the game. I keep forgetting about this stuff happened at HBCU games. Check this out. This in the corridor. This ain't even on the field. This in the corridor when they was headed out. Look at Prairie View and check out the uniforms.
Here we go.
Yes, sir! That's my son! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Oh, yeah, bring him up here. Yeah, boy! That's it, baby! That's it! That's it! That's it! That's it! That's it! That's it, baby! That's it! That's it! Oh! That's it, hey, come on! Oh! That's it, baby! Go! Oh!
Unbelievable, man. Y'all got to understand, man. I went to a PWI. Y'all used to that. But when I see stuff like that, man, that's just Jimmy. That's just leaving. I don't know what they did on the field because I didn't see that. But they so talented. I mean, I don't have those kind of skills. So when I see young people exhibit those kind of skills, it just was unbelievable to me. I said I had to share with y'all. I don't know if y'all even saw it or not. But man, I promise you, next year, when I told Doug, I said when their next game, whenever I'm going up there to see it. I got to see that particular thing again because the choreography, all on time, all in synchronized. I mean, it's just, the drum major was just amazing. And I heard a dad in the background say, "That's my son right there." That's the kind of stuff, man, that I missed, and I wish I could have went to a HBCU to experience. But I just had to share that today, Jimmy. What else you got, Doc? You muted again.
Get off of there.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, HBCU experience, we say it all the time. You guys got to go and take some of the young people to one of the HBCU games. And the Classic is the perfect time to do so.
Unbelievable.
Do your homework, find out if every HBCU game ain't going to be the same type of experience, on every campus. But one thing about every single HBCU, no matter regardless of division or status, they all have at least one rival game when it comes to football. And that particular weekend is what I strongly encourage a lot of you to, influence these young people to go and share it. I mean, trust me, they're not going to want to go at first. I don't want to see them play. They don't understand. You can't describe a lot of the grown folk stuff that go on and a lot of the college stuff that goes on that turns a game into an event. And that's the difference. You just like you can influence them to go other places, influence them to go and take part in one of the games. Guess what? You don't, especially HBCUs. A lot of times, times are tricky as far as as far as detecting, but there are scalpels outside the building. You get there second quarter, right before halftime, them tickets might be half price. You might be getting a ticket. I mean, you never know. Well, there's not going to be sold out unless you're going to certain ones are sold out. But that's why I encourage you guys to do so, and that's the thing. And I think that
September the 25th, I might have to be with Fob just invited me somewhere. Fob, wherever, get with me, Fob. I'm going. That just blew me away, y'all. That just blew me away. I'm just telling you, some of y'all might be used to it. Y'all see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all might be, well, it's not nothing. No, but for guys like me who hadn't had a chance to do that as much, or I was too young to understand it, and you talk about bringing some young kids, I want to bring my friends. I'm going to tell them, I've been telling all my friends about it, and they ain't young. Dude, y'all went to PW. If y'all have never experienced that, man, I would have been one of the people there with the camera following those. I'd have followed those people there. That band right there, I would have followed them to the bus.
Well, the thing is with bands, and it's just so different because, last weekend 2 weeks ago, they had the Battle of the Bands in Houston. And from what I understand, somebody told me, I didn't confirm it, but I can believe it, that in this particular case, they no longer declare a winner. It's just more or less a performance now in the Battle of the Bands. And back in the days, you used to pick a winner. And what happens is, no matter who you pick as the winner, it comes out to be a zero-sum game, actually to the negative effect, because one program and their followers would be extremely happy and have bragging rights, while everybody else is going to blame the selection process, and they're going to leave there disgruntled. Well, bands normally at halftime, each band gets about 8 minutes or so to perform at a HBCU game, if you hadn't been there before. And normally whatever your favorite or the hottest song that's out at the time, between one of those two bands, you will hear it or see it performed in an instrumental state in most cases. Now, there have been some times when certain bands have actually flew out the actual artists to come and sing or rap along the lyrics as they played the song. And their HBCU bands, most fans aren't there to watch them walk in a straight line, make a figurine or an expression with the assembly. They're there to see them get down. Who's going to make you dance? Who's going to make you feel the best at halftime? And especially if you were engulfed with school spirit. So a lot of times, the band director or the band itself is judged on if they play better or out jig the other band on that particular Saturday. It comes, I mean, seriously. Because unless some of you guys may know, what other criteria is being used at halftime when two bands are going at it? There's no scoreboard saying, okay, best song, or the percussion was on point. Oh, the trombones were good. Oh, them tubas, man, the octane level was good. The drummers, the snares, nobody's doing that. So, I mean, for the casual fan, Adam, so my point is, like the Sonic Boom, he mentioned, is the Southern band. And I say this all the time to people. Well, as good as you felt that Southern band was in the past couple of years, their associate coach, whatever you want to call it,
he at LSU now.
No, TSU.
Oh, TSU. One of them is at one of their former coaches is at LSU.
No, yeah, the associate band director that was very important, valuable in implementing a lot of their halftime show. He just got hired at TSU a couple of months ago. So now what happens? So what happens now? Do we say, well, they got the magic piece?
No. I mean, why did we hold up? I didn't mean for this. I didn't mean for this to be a competition. I'm just saying that's what I saw. I didn't see no other band. So I'm not talking about nobody was better than nobody. I just saw those kids right there. I know you wanted to make it a competition out of something. I saw those kids and I saw this.
I'm explaining to white folk how black bands do at halftime. How I'm teaching stuff. That's what I'm doing. Okay, it ain't got nothing to do with no competition. I'm explaining. A lot of people have no earthly idea what happens. That the band is the most important part to many games. TSU versus Prairie View. We knew Prairie View was gonna kick TSU's ass for the game. That wasn't even the issue. The issue was, okay, let's go down. Remember, last year was 2021. Okay, now the glass is half full. Let's go now. Let's see if this band gonna get them. We got a new band director. Let's see at halftime now. They can win the game. Some people would like that, but we're gonna get them at halftime.
Now, so since it's a competition, so hold up. You didn't say it's a competition, but Mika says it's a competition. Since it's a competition, somebody send me the TSU video. What the TSU people did this same exact thing. Somebody send me, since it's a competition, Mika, get somebody at TSU to send me, because all I saw was that, and it was unbelievable. Even the thing on the back, I ain't seen nobody with all of that on the back. It used to be plain on the back of the uniform. So when somebody send me a video of TSU and doing that same thing to these guys, and then guess what? Since it's a competition, I'm gonna judge it. I'm gonna judge it, Mika. So make sure, if you know anybody at TSU who got a video of what do you call that? What do you call that when them people are headed out? Because they were going through the doors out of the court. What do you call that? Somebody help me out. What do you call that? Is it the promenade? When you're exiting, they were exiting Jimmy. They were leaving, going out the door. Toward the end, I didn't play the whole thing. And the guys, the drum majors, they put themselves in a position, because there's some partitions in the door. Whether when they did their steps, they stepped through the door. That was part of their step, going through the corridor. You know how all of them doors open. So it's called a march out. Thank you, Robert. I didn't know what the hell it was. It's called a march out. Somebody, please send me TSU's march out.
Adam, when you get your ass whooped, your march out ain't the same. That's at the march out is after the game.
But I thought the band is different.
They halftime, and in certain games you're gonna get a few minutes after the game is over with to swap about 3 songs after. That's what a lot of HBCUs have incorporated. So for those who missed the halftime, because halftime just ain't long enough for some of them. So some bands now, they've incorporated a session right after the fourth quarter is over. You can stay in and stay around, and you'll get a little show. They, like I say, 2 or 3 songs a piece, and then but the winning team, no matter what, the winning band that is, those steps are a whole different thing, because you sit out in that sun, 90-degree heat, and in some cases, not to mention another 10 degrees with those uniforms on, And Prairie View brand new uniforms, they're awesome. You know, as far as who designed them, and you know, maybe I'm wondering like uniforms in a sense. Why don't if you look at band uniforms has always been like thick material. What when is somebody gonna design some maybe
Draft
dry fit type
or
uniform
yeah.
or what the police officers use? Because it doesn't take all that to still look to have the same look. Those things are hot now. And for real. And you could tell, and there was helmets, those hat. Oh man.
You know, I saw something that I have never seen before. FAMU, who played Jackson State, Jimmy, the band constructed a thing that a round object that looked like a basketball, an orange object, and they pulled it out and stretched it. And they dribbled it around a little bit, Jimmy, and went around and shot it. The rest of the band was in a hoop. And the band came through the hoop. It was a tribute to Dwayne Wade. You know that he is a mayor of Wade County. You know, Miami is Wade County, they call it. So FAMU, I mean, y'all got to go check it out, man. I mean, that's innovative. It's pretending to be a ball, and they moving with the ball and dribbling with the ball and shoots it in the hoop, Jimmy. And the hoop is the band shaped like a hoop, and they come through. I mean, it's just these kids. I'm just telling you, these people are so innovative with this thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, Mika, you can call that competition what you want, but I just see that. I'm just saying this had to come out of somebody's mind. This had to come out of somebody's mind to be able to do that. A tribute to Dwayne Wade? Unbelievable to me.
It's always going to be creativity because you think about it, over the years, you've seen, just when you think you've seen it all with bands, you've seen a band perform and do the funky chicken. You've seen a band perform and do the electric slide, do some Zydeco. So now you have to constantly be creative as a band director to know what you're going to bring next week. And that's the thing about it. So the creativity has resurged and reemerged back through the bands of various institutions, and you never know what you're going to see. I mean, that's serious business within the instrument and the musical sect of a program when it comes to HBCUs.
Right.
Serious. Now the thing is, I was looking. Truth be told, overall, I think, and I'm wondering why many of you guys that follow bands or music, why is there's an increase in sports participation, but I'm looking at these bands and it look like most of them are half the size that they used to be back in the day. A lot of these bands are nowhere near the size.
Is it because of the hazing stuff?
I don't, that maybe Florida A&M was the one that got in really, really big trouble over the hazing a few years back. But some of you guys may be able to answer that. Why are the bands so thin? And look at it.
I haven't noticed that.
Oh man. If you look at a video, how to pull up like Gremlin, Bayou Classic 2002 or 1994 or something, and then go to look at one, and look at the bands are thinner inside.
I know all you HBCU people on here. I know one of y'all played the French horn or something, or the meat flute. One of y'all plays. Oh man, Mr. Katie, Jimmy, Mr. Katie is back. Oh my God, he got something crazy to say.
Ask Mr. Katie. You got one job. Ask that coach over at Katy High School, who's undefeated. They're ranked number 1 in Houston, right? Or I don't know it. After Atascocita won, they shouldn't be number 1 over Atascocita. But why are they reluctant to renew the rivalry with North Shore? That should have been every year. Why don't want to play North Shore no more? That's what I'm asking for a friend. So Katie, understand something. Renew the rivalry with North Shore. That's the supreme validation right there that you guys can get. But speaking of that, when you go to a Katy High School game, are you watching the bands?
I ain't watching the band at no high school, really.
And you know what? There are high school bands that used to be the band halftime. I know Yates played Madison in football this past weekend, but if anybody went to that game, can you give me an estimate of how many people comprised each of those two bands? I'm just curious. The high school bands in the urban, in the inner city, because most of those band members feed into the HBCU bands, believe it or not. And when it comes to Houston, can't speak for other cities, but yeah. And Solo says TSU playing Baylor this weekend. You know, he wonders how the band battle would play out, because you guys in the YouTube feed are unable to see that question. And you know, that's intriguing. Here's the thing: many of those Baylor fans, especially most of the majority of the student athletes, they know what to expect for TSU band. They can't wait to probably see TSU band come and then roll through that. Now the thing is, because the halftime band is going to be the halftime band. Now the thing, if you're not feeling good, if Baylor is up by 30, that how do you ain't gonna make that move with the same degree of gyration that you would.
So you telling me, okay, but Jimmy, what you are saying now, you proclaiming TSU ain't won a game in a long ass time, so they band must be freaking terrible. They band must just say, man, let's just go out here. So Jimmy, they don't never win.
Yeah, but they're not down by 30 at the half.
But they know they're gonna lose every game.
Yeah, but you still ain't. If they knock the fight out of you first, then hit you so hard where your band ain't even playing the same. But trust me, the band, those people know. Those are grown-ups. They're there to do a job. Their job is a halftime performance, because the better the halftime performances, understand what's at stake. Baylor alumni roll deep and throughout the country. If you're performing and you're impressive, then somebody from Baylor might be on the committee for the Rose Bowl parade. Somebody from Baylor might be on the committee because bands get invites to go to other stuff, outside of their sport in other times of the year. You never know. So that's the thing about being on their most impressive behavior while putting on a performance and making everybody excited during the halftime show. That's it. Now, as far as the game itself, do they even have a line on that game? Anybody know? If you're looking at the Vegas spread, I was thinking it was going to be like 47. I was saying driving home this weekend. What's the line? What do you think the line would be set at? It's already set for that Baylor versus TSU.
Jimmy, I don't even know, man. I didn't even know that game was on the schedule. I haven't looked at their schedule. When somebody told me the man ain't won a game since he been there, I was done. Somebody told me that the other day. I didn't even think about it. He said, Robert, this current man ain't won a game. I said, wow. That's why I don't want to talk about it too much.
That's news. 14 straight. They know what the situation they're in right now. So, as far as TSU, it's 14 straight losses. Stemming over you remember they only played 2 games last year because of the pandemic. Remember, so SWAC moved their season into the spring. And they tried to do that, but then it fizzled out. TSU played 2 games last year. One being Prairie View, where they lost by 1 point in 2020, the fragmented season. So, but he hasn't won a game since he's been there. And he's, and it's one of those things where Coach McKinney, you mentioned yesterday, we was talking about the relationships. Coach McKinney worked up under Sumlin, right? So Sumlin was at U of H, then Sumlin went to A&M. And McKinney used to be the head coach at Yates. So that was a connection. He brought him over up under him, and McKinney had he was like known as the secret weapon, the urban plug for Kevin Sumlin. Now, don't get it twisted. Once you win to a certain degree, winning speaks for itself. But McKinney was that guy. So then every assistant coach would love to be a head coach, and especially at a time when he has a son in high school. He's a basketball. He's probably going to be the leading scorer at Jack Yates High School this season. Is Coach McKinney's son, and so you get to come home, be the head coach of a Division I program, even and at the same time get to be there for your son and for your family. That's a priceless, that's priceless. But at the same time, he knows that he has to win at least 3 games this season to even save it. I would say at least 3.
That's
So guess
all.
what?
Boy, y'all
Allen,
got
you
a
ain't
low
won-
ball over there, boy.
Allen, you ain't win none before then.
I understand, but I still say it's a low bar.
That's a 300% increase. A 300% increase from where you came from. So shout, like I said, once again, guys, we'll ask you guys right now, let's get the show shared up and let's get everything crunk. Let's talk some sports and more sports. And first, let's talk some NBA topic that was on the table yesterday. We got what's his name from out of DFW? The one that had the heart problem, how that's coming on back
All
to
of Marcus Aldridge.
LA. That's his nickname. LA, LaMarcus Aldridge is coming back. Now, DeAndre Jordan is rumored to be going to the Lakers once they complete the buyout. He got traded to the Detroit Pistons, and now he's rumored to go there. Now, the thing is, where does he is that a good move for the Lakers? DeAndre Jordan. Remember, they got Dwight Howard. They got Mark Gasol. Right? And now DeAndre Jordan. What do you thumbs up or thumbs down?
Jimmy, they loading up over there. They trying to do something, man. Let them do what they do. That's all I can say. Let LeBron do what he's doing over there. It's unique. I think I saw something. I'm trying to pull it up for y'all. I had no idea. Oh yeah, they said it's a crazy stat. The only active starter from the 2013 NBA All-Star Game not to currently be on the Lakers or the Nets is Chris Paul. Let me read that again for y'all, because y'all got to understand what I'm saying. The only active starter, it's a crazy stat, starter from the 2013 NBA All-Star Game to not currently be on the Lakers or the Nets is Chris Paul. The Lakers, Jimmy, LeBron is not going to be around long. So these guys are just loading up, and I think that's a great. All you got to do is look and see what happened last year with DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan, I mean, he's a great insurance policy. JaVale McGee type insurance policy, a big that you can get a couple of minutes, and so it's unique, man. I mean, I hope it works out for them, because I would love to see the Lakers versus the Nets in the finals. But they just loading up on guys, man. They loading up on guys, man. That's it. I'm just trying to see. And these guys, they can come there and not check this out, Jimmy. They can come there, not much gonna be asked for them body on their body wise, because they got so many pieces. I mean, it's a good place. It's a good place for them. I mean, I just think it's unique. I've never seen nothing like this in history. I've never seen this before. It's just a new day in the league. And like you said, LaMarcus Aldridge is rumored to want to go back and play with the Nets, the team that he found a diagnosis that he was, he had a heart problem. He wants to go back and play with the Nets. So, and I just mean, like I said on the show the other day, I think he shouldn't. I wouldn't play if I was him, but it's not me.
Well, the thing is, I look back whatever the Lakers start with, it's going to be hard for me to believe that this is what they're going to finish with. Remember, perfection is not attained when you can no longer add, but when you can no longer take away. They got all these pieces. And there are some grown-ups, not grown-ups, there are some veterans that are in this roster right now, the Lakers, that are going to become disgruntled because in their mind, remember, you might have the potential to get a 12-minute slot, 16-minute slot, 20-minute slot. But then when reality comes around and your slot is only 6 minutes, and you're like, hell, man, I'm taking a pay cut. So, I'm already doing this for a little bit of nothing. No. It's going to change. This roster is not going to stay intact because they already hinted, they meaning the Lakers, that they're going to partake into load management. They've already hinted at that. So that means you're already saying we're just trying to get to that 6th spot or higher, because 7 and 8 got to play against 9 and 10 for those last 2 spots, remember? So they're going to get to, and I'm not sure health is going to be the key. They have enough. But then if they probably wish they can fast forward. Now you can fast forward through the song and get all the way down to the playoffs or 1 week before it. But they have to develop the chemistry because most people's roles are going to have to change on this Laker team in 2021/22. It's going to have to change. Everybody's role except for even LeBron's role is going to change. Because LeBron, think about it. How many of those guys you think LeBron kind of co-signed before it got to the front office? Like them side, like we meet up, hang out, hey man, I'll push it through for you. So that means you done went, and that means LeBron, you know how it is, if you put a deal together and you convince me to come and roll with you and stuff ain't going like it's supposed to, then that means normally you're gonna feel obligated to try to mediate or make good on it to some form of fashion. Because otherwise you risk impairing the relationship. Remember Dwayne Wade? You mentioned him a while ago. Remember, he went to Cleveland. He joined LeBron James. A lot of people forgot about that. And guess what happened? It didn't start like it began. Dwayne Wade said that.
They got to try, man. I mean, listen, when I thought about it, and then Jimmy, look at that. I put that up there for a reason, man. That's 2, 4, 6, 7. Them 7 players are making a combined $15 million. You ain't lying. You said, I done came over here. Who gonna say that? Who gonna be the first one to say I done came over here? I already took a pay cut. Which one of them gonna be the first to say that?
If I had to guess, Malik Monk.
He was about to get. They was about to cut him out there, Jim. They was done with him. So he halfway out the league.
Malik Monk, the boy at Miami, that was at Miami. Remember, he was already. He had a jacket on his back already from messing up in Miami, man. That's Kendrick Nunn
didn't do nothing.
Oh, I'm thinking about the other boy. That's the one they had last year. That's right. No. The one from Miami they had last season is the one that messed up and took all the gummies on.
Oh, you talking about your Craig? You talking about Deion Waiters?
Yeah, Waiters.
Yeah.
Now Kendrick Nunn. Mm-hmm. Remember, Kendrick Nunn was like one of the rookies of the year 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, he can play. Jimmy, you know what? He gonna play a lot. You know why? Because if old guys ain't going to play. Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be load management. Dude, they already got this stuff mapped out, man. Them guys.
That's the whole thing, though. That's the whole thing, though. You and I both know. Mm-hmm. And that is when you start talking about the one word that everybody uses when it comes to the second half of the season, they start using the word chemistry. You can't just force. That's something that got to be in grooving. So at some point, they're going to have to play some. Remember Brooklyn last year? How many games? Understand? Injury bug bit them. Yeah, but still, they hadn't played but maybe a dozen games together.
7 or 8 games together, the big three. 7 or
You
8
know,
games together. But look at here, Jimmy. Take a look at this bunch right here. What reason I'm saying I changed my mind on the Lakers? When I look at these guys, that kid, Bazemore, good kid, professional. Trevor Ariza, all these wings. You know you win with wings. Trevor Ariza. Sometimes he'll be all right, but in this setting, LeBron them gonna say, "Shut up and sit your little butt down." Wayne Ellington, right there, great, a professional. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Dwight. You know he might. You just don't never know. You know he might do some of that other stuff. Melo, constant professional. LeBron, I first get a chance to play with my partner LeBron. Kendrick Nunn is a dog. Thaddeus Moody is right. The Miami Heat messed that man out of his contract. They should have signed that kid. And I didn't like the way they did it. And Malik Monk, I already knew from the brass at Charlotte, he's on his last leg, so he's got to play. So I'm just sitting up here and watching him, Jimmy. They got a good group of guys, and what's his name from here, DeAndre Jordan. He just alone like he did for the Nets last year. He just alone. He didn't cause no problems last year with the Nets. So it's unique, man. I just thought when you brought him up, you made me think about those guys, and I had that thing, that picture to put up. It's unique. I'm not worried about them though. Hey, I think they're gonna be all right. Hope they're good enough to meet the Nets in the finals. That's what I want to see.
well, I mean, that would be what I mean. Everybody in the world want to see because of the two markets, and that would be the biggest two markets in the United States of America.
It's the player.
And
I ain't thinking about no market.
Yeah, I mean, saying, but that's money. That's for the business. The business of it. That means more views.
Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm finna disprove that rumor. Milwaukee is one of the worst markets in the league. The NBA playoffs last year was more watched and more covered than any other in the last I don't know how many years. Let me tell you, I think the NBA has gotten so all that old small market stuff is out the window now, unless you're Memphis. If you get the right star to stay with you, like this guy did, that's why they get Giannis and put the right people around him. And this thing, and then hold up, then everything had to happen great for them. You know, if I still say if Kevin Durant, James Harden and Kyrie don't get hurt, they get their tail, they get blew out of there. So market in the NBA is its own monster right now to me. You know, you might other people might have a different. I'm just watching it. Yeah. Milwaukee, I said, wow. And everybody watching the game, they got the highest rankings in about since 2017, 18, something like that. So it's I mean,
if Brooklyn and the Lakers play, it would be the most watched finals in the history.
That's because of the players, Jimmy. Ain't got nothing to do with the teams they playing on.
The players have something to do with it, yes, but it's LA and de facto New York. I mean, that's
it's LeBron James versus Kevin Durant. James Harden versus
the players, but at the same time, the NBA, the NBA would vastly prefer the New York market to be in the last game standing and the LA and Los Angeles market. The NBA because of a lot of other things that go into it. Yeah, that's easy. That's a no-brainer right there.
No. Not no more. No, it used to be like that. Times has changed. All I'm telling you, times has changed. Times has changed. Times has changed.
Understand something. The New York Knicks, that's why people always say if and when they ever make it back. They made it to the playoffs this year. And with a team that was counted out and wouldn't even expect to make the playoffs. If the New York Knicks make it, that's the financial capital of North America.
Don't mean nothing. Don't mean as much as it used to. That's all I'm telling you. You can have your Jimmy, you can have your opinion on it. I live in this world. I'm telling you what I'm telling you don't mean nothing to them no more. The NBA has built a monster that it don't have to have the big market teams to win. Toronto wasn't a big market team. They won. Everybody, they don't need it. They don't need it to be such.
Toronto had a country that was behind them, that morphed into them. And don't get it twisted.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
The presence of Drake on the sidelines at home games, that helped serve as a connector for people on the street, Big Pookie and them that didn't even really care about basketball, but they sitting there want to see what Drake gonna have on, who gonna be with him, who gonna be his plus one on any particular night.
And Archie, exactly what I just said. Times have changed. But if the Lakers and the Nets in the finals, it's not because the Lakers in the net. You take LeBron James off of this damn team and take Kevin Durant and Kyrie them off of this team and let them two teams play in the finals. Hold on. Them two big market teams play in the finals, and ain't nobody going to watch that mess. It's the players. That's all I'm trying to get y'all to understand. It's LeBron James, the supposedly GOAT, coming against that guy. That's what makes that thing blockbuster, not the cities. Not the cities. That's all I'm saying. It's not the cities so much.
Okay. You mentioned understand something. You mentioned a while ago, you mentioned Toronto, right? So Toronto, people watched Toronto when they win the championship game. Understand they were playing against Golden State, right? Now, they still watch Toronto. Let's say, what if Kevin Durant or LeBron James played with Toronto? You know what that means? That means more people would have watched it but still abundance of people watched it. That means that
it wasn't record setting like this year. This year was record setting. That's the point I'm trying. With Giannis, a foreign guy. So the NBA said, Rob, this is an animal out here, man.
Okay, what record did this series set? You say the best. You say the most since 2017. What record did they set?
Let me show you. Damn. Basketball ratings. Hold on. I didn't put it in my notes. Okay. Yeah. Here go one. Hold up. Keep on talking. I got
you. Yeah. And so that's when we're waiting on you to pull it up. And you guys, what record, that's the question, did
the NBA broke? The NBA. Somebody Google it. It's in there. Google it something. I'm just looking for something else I wrote down. And it was supposed to be in my notes, and it's not in there. But I stand on what I said, and I'm standing on what I said. And I stand on it again. The NBA gonna be in great shape this year, and somebody gonna find it. Corey, I wasn't trying to be right. Thank you, Corey, but I wasn't trying to be right. I'm trying to be impactful. Some people just don't understand it. Some people just, we just know we're a little bit plugged in. I'm hearing the people tell me, the people in the NBA saying, Robert, this was a bonanza because. And I said, with Greek Freak? Yeah, but it's okay.
If Greek Freak played for the New York Knicks and they made it to the championship and they won it and it wasn't the Milwaukee Bucks, you know what would happen? That means more people would have watched it than him being in Milwaukee. Even though he's a Greek Freak, still with his resume. That's what I'm saying. That even when you're in a bigger market, it's going to introduce and your reach. Think of the market like this. Okay, back in the days, we used to have like music in the cars, and right, you had your Alpine radio. Some people had 6x9, some people had woofers. Well, what pushed those was amps.
Jimmy, you got social media now,
so
you don't have to deal with the network TV no more. Everybody got a device gonna know about
the network TV deals. It's what is in the billions, $3 billion plus. So that's part of the equation. That ain't going away no time soon. What TNT, ESPN. So that's television. You said you ain't got no TV. Yes, you have. You have. You have.
No. I said social media, Jimmy. Jimmy, do you know you can take this advice and watch a whole game?
And guess what? Guess what, Alan? Guess what? How many people live in New York City? And how many people live in? They all.
How many people live in China?
If they all.
How many people live in China?
So those are international is part of it. So once again, my statement was, if the Greek Freak played with the New York Knicks and they won the championship instead of Milwaukee, then guess what? Greek Freak would be 10 times to 50 times more popular. He would have been anointed way before now if he was in New York City, if he was in LA, if he was in Chicago. Would have been way more anointed. It took this just to get validated. 3-time MVP. And it still took him. Remember, if he didn't win this championship, the stage was already set. It was already pushing the narratives. And that's the thing. And so I'm just curious to see when you put it up. We can go.
I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't got to prove you right. I ain't got to prove what you talking about. I'm giving you a point. It's up to you to go research it. I'm talking about something else now.
No. You said something, and
I said the ratings in NBA.
I asked you. You said they set a record. They set records.
They can't set a record. The NBA was up to 32% this year.
That's not a record.
TV rating up 33% this year.
That's not a record. That's why I just want to
they
make sure.
They were up 32%.
That's not a Heather. You said they set records and left it blank, wide open. Records and selling what? Who bought the most popcorn? Records. I said, what the records?
Jimmy, let me tell you something. That archaic ass, archaic mean very, very old analogy you used. What I was trying to let you know, cause you in the big market cities. This the point I'm trying to get. In the big market cities don't mean as much as it used to. That's the point I'm trying to make to you because of this damn device right here. That you can have a team like the Milwaukee Bucks. You can have a team like what you said. They're not big market cities. Then you use an excuse. Well, Toronto got a country. Well, the Greek Freak is Greek. No, he's Nigerian. But all I'm trying to tell you is it don't mean as much as it used to. Those archaic, man, this big market city, they don't care. Hold up. They're going to cheat for the big market cities to win. Let me tell you something. The ratings this year, if Kevin Durant had played in the finals instead of the Greek Freak, would have been. It's about the players. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. It's about the players. And you talking about the cities. It's not about the cities anymore. It's about the players in the city.
I don't think you understood me. I said it's about the players as well. But I'm telling you, the city, it amplifies. That's I use an analogy.
Jimmy, you said how big is New York?
New York. The city amplifies it. What market you're in. That's why a lot of guys want to get to a different market.
Not no more, Jimmy. No, they don't.
Okay, so Zion is trying to stay his ass in New Orleans. That's what you're trying to say. So Zion really wants to stay in New Orleans.
Hold up. Let me help you out. I don't care where he want to stay. It behooves his ass to stay in New Orleans because they can give him more money than anybody else.
Understand something. His support staff, his people that he hire in your business, they can have more marketable opportunities for him in the bigger ticket city as a Chicago, New Orleans, LA.
It don't matter no more. I'm trying to. You know what? I'm done. I'm done.
When did it stop mattering? What year did it stop mattering? When the COVID came? What year did it stop mattering? Because let's go back.
No. I got another topic I want to talk about.
Didn't he just re-up his contract? Wasn't they just afraid that they were going to lose him? Wasn't they afraid Milwaukee was going to lose the Greek Freak? They just had to re-up after last season. Not this season, but the last season when they went and got Bledsoe. And when they proved him, they're going to get some pieces around him. Greek Freak was gone. And the Lakers was one of the
That
teams.
kid was never leaving, man. Out of here. Kid was never leaving. Got to realize John Henson, one of his best friends. Kid was never leaving. The kid didn't even entertain another team. See, that's what I'm just trying to say, man. That's why I'm saying leave it alone, Coach. You're just digging. You're digging. You're just digging. But you know what, y'all? I saw something the other day I want to share. I'm tired of that. I saw something on the way I want to share with y'all, and I want y'all to help me with this Women Rock Wins. I ain't got time for that. I saw this the other day, y'all, and I want the women. I really want to share y'all. I just want y'all to look at this and tell me what y'all think.
Talking about the perils of wading into social media.
Obviously, we appreciate the the spotlight in those moments, but then, you know, you have today, and I'm going to have 9 million death threats and whatnot. So it's very much polarizing, one extreme to the other very quickly. I kind of wish social media didn't exist, but here we are. It's a big part of marketing now. We get contracts. We have to post certain things. I don't know, you could probably go to my profile right now. I'm probably, a fat pig and, words that I can't say right now. But, I mean, it is what it is. You try not to take it to heart, and it's the unfortunate side of, any sports and what we do. Social media can't control what...
Got a question, y'all. Hold on. Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, even Sloane Stevenson, when she lost the other day at the U.S. Open. Social media. A young girl. And I'm glad this time it's a white girl, because the last time when it's the black women, we had Paul Miranda and Chris Walker attacking these guys. But I just wanted you to hear her and hear her talk about how cruel social media is. I keep telling y'all, when we sit here and talk to these kids and bash these kids on social media, when they don't have a good performance here, they don't have a good performance here. Osaka. Hey, Michelle, if I follow you around long enough, you might mispronounce a name too. On this show for 2 hours, I probably say 1,000 names. I promise you, I might mispronounce one, Michelle. So, and I bet you if I follow your ass around, you might do it too. But back to what I'm trying to say. In this, Naomi Osaka, is that better? These young people, and not just them, and I had a unique, watching the U.S. Open the other night, this young man, Felix Alasimi. Go try to pronounce that one, Michelle. He won. He got into the semifinals. A young guy. He played the other day. He played my guy Francis Tiafoe. Two black guys playing in the U.S. Open, and I never forget about this. I'm trying to find it. Young guys, man, it just blew me away. Check out the interview of this young man after him and Francis had that classic battle in the round of 16.
Question somewhat personal to me. I'm watching this match on Arthur Ashe Stadium and seeing you and Francis compete. Two black men on Arthur Ashe Stadium. And I want to know if that meant anything to you, if it talks about how far tennis has come, and men's tennis especially.
It's great. I'm happy that you ask. That's, the message I was trying to pass through on the court. We've come a long way, Francis and I. Our families had tough backgrounds, both of us. So, for us to be able to be here today, to bring new faces to tennis, to inspire, hopefully, here kids in New York, but also all over the world, people watching. I hope that we'll see many new faces in the future in tennis. And I'm happy that, Francis and I can be part of that group and inspiring others.
So, you inspire me, and you do inspire so many others. We all look up to you.
Thanks, James. Thank you.
Hey, man, that's a classy young man. I mean, when I tell you classy young man, the reason I had to show him, I had this ever since Monday to show y'all. but I hadn't had a chance to show you. I mean, it was just when he won, he sat there and said, I mean, him and Tiafo, they're good friends, and I remember me, Robert Hatter, guy that loves tennis, thinking that I wasn't going to watch the U.S. Open this year because Venus had pulled out, Serena has pulled out, Rafael Nadal, one of my guys, and Roger Federer, they had pulled out. But let me tell you something, man. Like that guy said, tennis is in good hands. And these are not some of the guys that I identified talking about he's something else. Them kids say he was black. And I wanted y'all to know the guy who was announcing him, that's James Blake, okay? A few years ago at the U.S. Open, James Blake, check this out. James Blake was standing outside of his hotel in New York City, headed to the U.S. Open to work. He's announced on there, right? White police officers came and grabbed him and beat him up and everything, right? He had a lawsuit against him and won the suit. He's just standing out there in front of the hotel. Nice hotel, a mistaken identity. But James Blake hit him. He said, something hit me. I'm a black man. You were playing at Arthur Ashe Stadium against another black man. Because there ain't too many of them in these sports. And right across the street, right outside of Arthur Ashe Stadium, y'all, if you ever been to USA Open, is Athelia Gibson's, I hope I pronounced that right, Athelia Gibson's statue, Jimmy. Jimmy, it was just a remarkable moment. You know, tennis is a sport that I played and played it pretty good. Like I told y'all, John Lucas was my hero when I was a young guy coming up because he was a guy that played tennis and played basketball. It's a guy I looked up to. So it's, but back to this, I know I played two things because it was about tennis, Jimmy. Jimmy, that young lady said, social media is almost like, I wish we didn't have it, but we need it because it's a part of our business. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. I see the hurt on these kids. You know how people, Naomi, that comes with the job. But hey, what do you think, Jimmy? What do you think about social media and how, because you know how some people sit back, Jimmy, and say, they got to handle it. They make all that money. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
The thing is, when you get on social media, a lot of people is on social media is in some type of quest for attention, whether it be to promote a brand, to market yourself, for people to pay attention and look at what you're doing or saying. And as you get better at your craft, more and more people are going to be curious and feel inclined to pay attention and give you that attention that you came on social media for. So the thing is, it can be the blessing and the curse, and it has been for many, and that's social media. But the people around you and the people around anybody, you could tell when a person is becoming kind of overwhelmed. Just for Naomi, for example, they didn't just pop right then. Probably somebody had already pissed off in a conversation before or in another press conference before. And she probably said, you know what, this is too much, and people, you can see when a person is when that low fuel light is starting to come on. You're part of your team. And I think that some social media ain't for everybody. Meaning that, for example, Instagram ain't for everybody, but it might be good for somebody. Twitter ain't good for everybody, but it might be good for somebody. Facebook ain't good for everybody, but it might be good for somebody. So with certain people, it's about detecting, how much of this can you handle? There are some people, for example, how there are some people that you probably went out and partied with, and time you get in, they're gonna go and get a drink, right? And let's say you go another way, you're gonna get you a glass of water. But then you know that this person, if the certain band or the DJ good, or if they're doing it, that person will get another drink. And then now you in a certain setting, you can tell that, oh hell, he finna go, he finna jump off the diving board, he finna do something crazy. You could tell if you're around a certain, and you're with inside the circle of some people. You know that if they're about to spaz, or if they're about to go and overconsume stuff. So sometime in that analogy, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna either go and say, man, mix it, man, drink you some water, man. Hey man, no, let's just, in other words, you're gonna find a way to not necessarily say, man, you don't need another drink. When men are with men, they find other ways to do it, other creative ways to just, instead of just going, just grabbing a drink out of his hand, man, you can't have no more. You can't do that. You know, well, you can, but men don't normally do that to men. So that's what I'm saying in regard to the social media aspect. A lot of people that's in those circles have the power and the capacity, the mental state, or to know how to identify certain things before it comes. Sha'Carri Richardson is another one. And certain people they know what her trigger point can be, and they know what can spiral her downward. They put her in a position where she needed to win. She won this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken, tied for first, I think, in a race they put her in.
I don't even keep up with her no more.
No, you can't let her go that fast.
No, I just said I don't keep up with her no more. I mean, I just don't. You can keep up with her. I just don't. I just, I just don't. I mean, ain't nothing against her. When she do something, back time the Olympics, hold back around, I'll talk about her. But I was just thinking about what Shelby Rogers said. She said she expects harsh reactions to the loss, dislikes on social media. But she says she used it for marketing. She was defeated by this girl named Emma. I don't want to mess her name up so Michelle can say something. But I just sit there and heard the young lady talking about her perils of social media. Naomi Osaka has talked about it. Sloane Stephens, like I said, talked about it. But there is one thing that nobody, I thought about it, Jimmy. A lot of people don't behave that way in real life like they do on social media. But through all your thing, you never said nothing about the people who were giving the harsh comments. You only was just saying these people got to have thick skins. And if you're on social media, you got to deal with them ignorant ass people. Right? That's what you're saying, right? It's easy to say, y'all. You just can't internalize, y'all, but this it's difficult not to do. It's easy for you to say. I remember this speech, man, and Jimmy Roosevelt. It's called "The Man in the Arena." Teddy Roosevelt, long time ago. He said, "It is not the critic who counts." Teddy Roosevelt words. Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of the deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles. I'm going to repeat that. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Shelby Rogers, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do these deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends himself in the worthy cause? Teddy Roosevelt, y'all. Who at the best knows in the end of triumph, of high achievement, or who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails with daring greatly, while daring greatly. So that his place should never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory or defeat. All of these damn people on Twitter don't know victory or defeat. But they can sit up here, a little young girl can sit up there and know just because she lost, you got a million people calling her out of her damn names because they're not in the arena. They ain't never probably played jacks before. And that's what I see a lot in social media. People want to tell people how to do the game that they've never freaking played. People want to tell, I never forget this. I'm at a restaurant after a game. Who is that playing? The Raiders were playing. Me and Charles in the restaurant. We in there. So this guy coming, the Raiders lost. So this guy come over there, man, y'all lost. Charles, come in, man. He said, man, let me tell you something. Yeah, we lost the game today. He said, but yeah, man, do you know what I had to do? I couldn't practice. I can't practice. So every day, before every game, I have to get shot with a needle in my damn foot so I can play this game that you out there complaining to me about. See, I ain't telling you not to be no fan. But all I'm telling you, people who gonna call this girl and say she fat and call her all out of her names and call her out of her name just cause she lost the match. Ain't nobody trying to control the trolls. And the only people say that sometimes are the trolls. Ain't nobody telling you to control no damn troll or sensei. But sometimes if your ass ain't never played in the arena, but you always got something to say about it. And maybe these people just getting tired of it. Get tired of it. Somebody always got something to say about what somebody else is doing.
Well, one thing you got to realize in the topic of Sha'Carri Richardson, not Naomi, but Sha'Carri. It's noted that her approach to the sport on social media has been, before this Olympics, was more so boisterous,
Yes.
Flamboyant, aggressive towards. It's like me versus the world. She bet on herself verbally with her on her social media accounts, meaning that she wrote checks. And when you do that, it's the risk versus reward. In other words, remember, go all the way back to the 60s. Muhammad Ali was one of the first that we saw in mainstream that wrote verbal checks, meaning that you wrote a check, but then your ass normally can't cash. But Muhammad Ali, he was cashing those checks. He was kicking ass. And he kept going. Some people try to discourage him from being so demonstrative and braggadocious. Some people tried to. He kept doing it, and he kept winning for the most part. So the thing is, when you're talking that good shit, remember Deion Sanders when he played football. Yeah. Remember Prime used to brag like he might be the most braggadocious football player that was a star, a Hall of Famer.
Ever. No doubt about it.
I mean, if you didn't watch and listen to some of those, they had it mic'd up. So a lot of times they did. That was rare. He was on it.
Jimmy,
but
perfect example.
He was
perfect
winning. Example.
You talking about Sha'Carri. Notice what I said. I haven't even paid her any attention. That's how I do, people. I'm not going to tweet on her thing and talk. I just said until she win, then she telling me all this, then I'll give her some attention. But I haven't seen where she done, but I'm not gonna sit up here and call her. I mean, people just ain't shit no. Excuse my language, no more. I mean,
But
maybe
guess
they ain't
what?
never been, but now
Is
they got a megaphone. Everybody got one of these things right here, and
But everybody ain't on every platform. So that means a decision that she has to make. And there's some, and I'm just curious. I don't know. I don't follow everybody. But guys, what stars, superstars, we talking about in the core sports? Let's stick to football and basketball. What core stars do you guys know that don't have an active social media presence? Meaning they might have an account, but I'm just saying that, I mean, there are some. There has to be. I don't know. I don't know.
keep up
But
with it.
I'm just saying, but different people follow different people. And if there's a star, a superstar, for future no-brainer Hall of Famer that is actively in the sport right now, basketball or football, NFL or NBA, and you know of, list their name if you know they don't have meaning they might have an account, but they don't update that thing. They might be on there, do some
but
retweet or
even
some
if
liking.
they do, they still supposed to. It's okay to get death threats. We making excuses for the damn trolls. Seem like to me. Well, if she would be saying that,
I'm talking. It sounds like right now I'm talking about Shakara specifically.
okay.
You're talking about the tennis girl.
No, I'm talking about period. Shakari too. Just cause she what'd you say? She her ass couldn't cash the check. All that whatever y'all be talking about.
That was obvious.
So what? So that means take out your time and get on this girl's feed and say something negative about her. That's freaking normal. Ain't no use in publicists running people's accounts. Then the account is not organic. People peep out them damn publicist accounts, B. Scott, all the time. Just don't, if you got to have a publicist do your account, guess what you need to do, Jimmy? Not have an account. I'm gonna repeat that.
But everybody can't. Everybody's fuse isn't the same length.
But you don't have to have an account. You don't have to.
Okay, that's exactly my point earlier. So that means the people around you will have to say, no, we get a account. Let's go and find a way to creatively lure you or push or shoo you away from something that could be detrimental to you and your brand that you're trying to create. Even let's tell you something, guys. Even with Shakara losing, even with her coming back and losing in first start with the Olympics and the dope, the weed. Even after then, she went on social media and wrote a check. I'll be back. Watch it. Blah blah blah. So then you come back. You had a month to get ready. You came in dead last. Well, a lot of them people when you fall, a lot of people are going to spit on you, so to speak. They're just waiting for you to fall. And a lot of people peck at people on social media, as they mention the word trolls. Just now, there's put like this on my social media. When somebody says something crazy, the first thing I do is click on to see how many followers they got, or see when they started their account. Some people start their account to start becoming a troll. And if you don't do so, you just automatically respond because somebody might hit a nerve on the right day at the wrong time. And you're going off, basically you're talking to a stop sign. And people seeing that you're sitting there just talking to something that don't even exist.
Jimmy, I'm gonna show you why I don't even like to tweet, right? Show you why. I don't even like to tweet. I sit there the other day, and this little bitty girl, Layla Fernandez, little 18-year-old tennis player. Jimmy, when I tell you, this girl, oh my God, She made me sit there and watch. I wasn't thinking about Venus and Serena no more. Watching little Layla. Jimmy, she little 18-year-old got a ball of fire. Jimmy, every time she make a shot, she put her hand in there. So all I did was tweet it, Jimmy. Check this out. I love Leylah Fernandez, U.S. Open. Somebody came behind. Just show y'all people are. That girl nice with it. She just celebrate too much, but backs it up immensely. I'm not going to tweet no more. Because ain't nobody said nothing about what she celebrates. Hey, folks, why y'all always worried about what somebody else is doing? This girl, y'all got to realize, I said, I'm not going to, what the use of me watching the U.S. Open for? I promise you, Jimmy, I had a trip to go up there to see my son. I said, man, I ain't canceling that trip. I know you go because Fashion Week is up there next week. So I said, okay. So guess what, Jimmy? I messed all of that off and didn't realize they was going to have this girl right here balling, and they was going to have Felix and Francis balling like that. I just did not take that in consideration. But all I said on social media was, I love this girl. But somebody always got to have something where she didn't do this. Your ass can't hit a tennis ball. Probably. You definitely ain't played at the U.S. Open. She just pumped the fist too much. That's just like, hold up. It's like, you can't celebrate. You can't celebrate when you catch a touchdown. Just give it back to the referee like you've been there before. When you dunk, you can't say nothing. Get out of here. And I know you can't control the trolls. Don't get it twisted. But we can't normalize them. We can't normalize the trolls. We just normalize them. Like, well, that's just the way it is. No, they some damn clowns. And call them what they are. Clowns. But Jimmy, I mean, it's just unique, man. I mean, I'm watching these young kids, and I think last year, sometime, a few years ago, I told y'all, I said, hey y'all, I've been talking to these young athletes. Hey man, parents, talk to your kids. Y'all understand, these kids are under immense pressure. Because guess what, Jimmy? Some of our athletes got a lot of followers too. Some of our athletes here in the city got a lot of followers too. They got a lot of trolls too. They got a lot of this too. And I was just telling the people, man, make sure, parents, make sure your kid understand this thing. You know, we got grown men like Kevin Durant, just get a burner. He want to say something, but he don't want to say it from his own account. Dude, you a zillionaire, and you got to do that. And not just him. Brian Colangelo, the GM, president of a NBA franchise, one of 30. You got fired because you want to go on a burner account and talk about your damn players. It's a hell of a world we live in. I'm just giving you an example. Let me repeat that, y'all. Brian Colangelo. That's from Michelle. Brian Colangelo. He was the general manager president of the Milwaukee Bucks. But he got a burner account to talk about Joel Embiid, his own damn player. And guess what? Dumbass had it linked to his wife's name. And that's how they caught him. Kevin Durant. That's trolling too. And what Sensei say? You can't control the trolls. You sure can't. Because they come in all shapes and sizes, man. People just want to say something instead of just being on. Yes, Kevin Freitman said, wow, yes. See, I didn't know I was telling you something that y'all didn't know. This stuff, this thing, Steve Jobs did a thing on y'all, on all of us. Thank him, because this is a valuable tool that I could, Jimmy, I remember it was a time you couldn't take my BlackBerry out of my hand, Jimmy. When the iPhone first came out, Jimmy, I said, I don't want to be touching on no screen. That's some, I ain't gonna tell you no lie, y'all. I said, that's some woman stuff. I said it. I've been delivered. But Jimmy, I didn't realize that BlackBerry I had was unbelievable. But this thing here is a BlackBerry times 1,000. And so this is a very powerful tool. They said we got more technology in this phone than these guys had when they went on the first, more technology than the guys had on the first mission to the moon. It's more technology in this phone. I don't know how they equated that. That's the scientists say. But we just, I guess Coach Sensei right. You can't stop these Twitter people. I guess you just got to figure out how to weigh the filter.
Dude, some people, I've spoken with a troll before, and they don't speak for that person. Don't speak for everybody. Some people get a kick out of pissing people off.
I said people were sick. Keep going.
That makes their moment. May not make their day, obviously. It makes their moment. To know that they can get your attention.
Okay.
With a comment.
Okay.
Some people thrive for.
That's good.
And they'll go and they'll high five their buddy. Hey man, you see, he responded. He could have called. He could have talked about
I like it though.
No, but it takes. Understand something.
It takes a certain person to be able to handle it.
It takes a toll. If you are there actively, it takes a toll, because in the moment of defeat of your sport or your job, there could be other factors that's going on in your personal life. And when those two roads collide, that other person, that troll, has no earthly idea that the moment, to them, it's the right moment. But for you, it's the very wrong moment. You know? And that's the thing, how, you never know what the person's going through and what moment. But the thing is, and a lot of people depressed, the first thing they do, grab the phone, start. Voice message box is filled to the rim. Nobody can leave you a voice message, but you get bored. The first thing you do is go start scrolling through your DMs or scrolling down and see what you want to know what somebody wrote. Think about it. So, you don't even care about your own business to clean your damn voice box out. Some of you guys may be guilty of it right now. Voice
I don't never listen to my messages.
But I don't never let it get filled up.
I'm going to let it get filled up just because you said it now.
My voice message says? My voice message has a directive for you to send me a text message. And I'm going to say mine does. If you call my phone right now and it's going to I'm going to send you straight to voicemail if you got my number, and watch what it tell you. It would tell you, I encourage you to leave a text message. Now, what you don't know, I don't check my voice message but once every 3-4 days.
I don't check.
But I never let it fill up. Because my thing is, my personal belief is, a person that voice box is filled up, that's actively on their phone, meaning that now understand, sometimes you just might be a good day and everybody want to get in touch with you. But if you're actively on your phone and your voice box is filled up, to me, that's just not a good sign. That's like you running from something. To me, that mean the bill collectors and call you. You owe somebody something. In many cases, it might not work for one, but in many cases, the person whose voice box is always.
What if a person just don't want it? They don't care.
I say always, Hannah, listen to what I just said. a person who
I disagree with that comment.
Always.
I disagree.
How understand something?
No, I just
I'll give you the
disagree
same
with
example.
it.
I'll give you- okay,
Guess what,
okay,
Jimmy?
give you-
I don't never
same
think
example.
like you, so I'm gonna
Give you the
disagree
same
with
example. I'm gonna give you the same example. I'm taking before cell phones. So, what do you think of the person that you go over their house and the mail is stacked up on their desk, unopened? The unopened envelope is the same as an unopened voice message. Remember, that's why they call it snail mail now. Once again, if you ever got somebody in your family that you could see the mail and they have mail and you give it to them or they got mail, they don't open it up. Now, most of those times is they don't even want to be bothered with no bills or no telemarketers. But you could tell the telemarketers, most of them, when they send the envelope, you can know what that's. I ain't got no time with that. So that means if the bills ain't opened up, same thing for a voice message. That's a mail. That's a form of that's a variation of somebody sending you mail.
P. Scott said she like voicemail. Don't leave me now, and I ain't answering. Text me.
A person, that's the whole thing. And now I don't answer mine, but once again, my voice box will never get filled up on an extended level. It can happen on a plane flight. If I'm flying from one place to another one, and I'm at 17 messages, and I don't know, I got 3 more to go. Yes, it could fill up then. But when I get land, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna bump it down because I leave some of them there because I need it may be a directive or somebody need to call later on. I'll leave them in there. I didn't know if maybe it's a way to park them somewhere else. You guys maybe show me how to do it. But that's the thing on that. And we got, speaking of messages.
Hey, Clarence Harris just hit it. If they want me better, if I see your number, I'm gonna call you back. So ain't no use to me leaving me no damn message. But my people know it, so I don't even worry about the man. D. Scott said our mail is in a stack. A lot of the bills are automatic, but I want the paper bill. We do. Hey, B. Scott, do what you want in your house. Ain't nobody got no business coming up the hill to worry about your house, what you got on your damn desk. Yeah, no. I wish oh my God. I see. Man, you got a lot on your desk over there. And get your ass right back out of here then. That's what I do to guys like Jimmy to come on. Boy, that's a lot of mail on your desk. And by the way, ain't none on this.
That just says, you understand something. You gave somebody your address. They send you something and you ain't open it up. You ain't gonna even throw it away. So I mean, why is occupying real estate? Throw that shit away. Throw it away. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you gotta open it up. Throw it away. Put it back in the mailbox.
Hey, I'm around here looking at ain't nothing. The only thing on this desk is this. It's the only thing paper on this desk is this right here. Guess what this is? This is for y'all. Guess what I did? Can y'all see that? Permitless carry and all the rules and I got my lawyer, Troy Pradier, gonna come on tomorrow and explain all of these rules to y'all tomorrow. This is the only thing on my desk. Just for the chop shop. Permitless carry and all your rules. So y'all think y'all know everything about these things, these people. Hey, some rules go with this now. They didn't just say y'all can carry without no rules. Some rules came with it. Look, it's a lot of rules.
Well, it's more than just carry, the open carry he's going to talk about. He's talking about some other stuff as well. It was 666 laws that was passed in the state of Texas, and he's not going to talk about nowhere near all 666. But
we just talked about permitless carry. That's all.
There are some other intriguing laws on the books.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them things affect us, and you have no earthly idea that they're in effect right now. No, I mean most people don't. So that's going to be on Thursday with attorney Troy Pradier. So now we go, speaking of going to a message, and we have a question that somebody provided to the chop shop the other day, and we didn't get to address it.
Okay.
And on yesterday, and the question was, how do you motivate an athlete to pursue other opportunities if it's not looking good for them? This is the question. Now, I'll give you guys a precursor. Something just happened this morning. A star football player in the city of Houston, a 6'7" wide receiver, athlete, very good athlete, has sent a message on social media informing his team and his coaches that he's not going to play football any longer. He's in the 12th grade. Well, so he shut it down to pursue basketball. He's 6'7" now.
I know what you're talking. Keep talking.
So the question is, how do you motivate an athlete to pursue other opportunities if it's not looking good for them? Now, this young man, 6'7", could definitely have probably played. He could play in college, but the thing is, probably I don't know what level. I never went and saw him play, and even if I did, I would basically just get the intel from somebody that's watched him play multiple times as to what type of prospect he is. But the thing is, I like this question because that's not something easy to do. That's why we had people on last week. They encourage a lot of you with these as the young kids to put them in multiple sports. And I think that if more parents would start to program their kids into understanding that this is not guaranteed, even there could be a time when you could face a situation where the recruiting is not going to go the way that we hope. And do you ride it all the way to the wheels fall off, or do you keep diversifying your portfolio, or parlaying the sports, or go and get better at the other one? A lot of people, this stuff drive kids into depression. Because a lot of them, they're trying their best to please so many people of influence in their lives, and they think that, and many times kids can go to think that if they don't score this touchdown, if they don't have an offer from LSU in football or Alabama, if they don't become, ranked in the top 100 in the country on ESPN, then, they're a failure. And so for them to have that mindset means that somewhere along the way, you as the person of influence did not install the interpretation in there that we trying to get in college free. If you get in college free or save me money in college, and I can buy you that car you want. And that's why a lot of times I 6'7" wide receiver. He's not the first, and it ain't gonna be the last. But it's a gamble. And understand, I went and looked up the scores. So they played a team this past weekend, Al, and got beat 37-0. I think that's what it was, something like that.
That's what happened. So
that loss was really not a rival, but a geographical.
They're close by.
Neighbor.
They're close by. Okay.
So some losses can knock all of the fight out you. Well, you say, you know what, man, I don't even want to play no more. These dudes, in my mind, in your mind, these dudes sorry.
Okay.
These dudes ain't good enough for you to play with.
And then some people don't love the game as much, Jimmy. I got something I want to show you. I'm glad you bringing this up, Jimmy, because I got some I want to show some people. Keep going. Keep going.
Now, if you want to know the kid's name, I'm not saying it on here
No,
right
don't say it.
now.
Don't say
But
it.
he's already it's Twitter, but I could, but I'm not because he put it on Twitter. But go into VIP news. I put his name in there this morning.
Okay.
So via on rcssports.com. Remember, that's one thing about it. Some of you guys, the VIP news is only $2.50 a month. I'm not trying to trick you into going in there. You don't have to go up in there. The news is going to be there. You're just going to be late getting it. It's a lot of stuff you get it right off the press. You get it hot out the skillet. So for $2.50 a month, and it's updated in a timely fashion, pretty much damn near every day. Go look in there. You get the kid's name, and he's about 6'7". So I'm just wanting to think about how do you motivate them athletes, man? How can you tell? See, that's a hard sell to motivate them to pursue other opportunities. Put it in their life. How about you just put it in their life? Take them fishing. If they like it, they gonna want to go fishing
With
again.
the basketball, Jimmy. You talking about the story now, right?
Yeah, the question.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you motivate them? I don't know, but I do know one thing. You as the parent, remember, guilty. I've seen people, and I'm gonna ask y'all, please don't do this no more if y'all done already. If you've done it, it's done it, but please don't do this no more. Don't take a list from a particular event where the kids were recognized and identified, acknowledged for their performance on that particular weekend, and go and read and mislead other folk as to that's what you're ranked on RCS Sports. In other words, we put 25 names out for Ruck on Wood. Ruck on Wood, 25 top performers for each grade, pretty much. Now people going out, man, he's ranked in the top 25 on RCS, but no, you're not. So that means now that's part of the problem. Because then when the real rankings come out, the kid see number 60, he gonna think that he got dropped. And he gonna be confused. So how the hell I just did good. I was top 25. He's not. He's a top 25 from Rucker on Wood.
Mm-hmm.
And just because your name is Andre Adams, you ain't number one. They're in alphabetical damn order.
Wait a minute. You telling me
this.
somebody
Yes, absolutely. People been doing it for too long. It's just the water that met the road on it. I'm looking, I'm like, oh man. I had a pastor text me 2 days ago. And this pastor texted me. We normally communicate about once every 6 months. And he's like one of his church members.
Yeah.
Yeah, parishioners. Hey, I heard his son did good. You heard you got him ranked in your top 30, top 25. So I'm like, man, this is like the 50th time I've seen this happen. I'm like, oh no. So that means you done went to church and telling the pastor, man, little Johnny Hicks got him in the top 30. He moving on up. He getting better. So then when the rankings come out, the magazine comes out in November, kid ain't in the top 100 or he number 99, then now it's a problem. How could he be number 30? People get confused. And so with that being said, just want you guys to make sure it happens. Thank you, Gary Sinclair. We was down 2-0 in the first inning. My mode was down. There we go. I can prepare now.
Gary, why didn't you post it when they was down 2-0? I would have put that up. Gary,
First inning. They get scored 2 runs first inning.
Man.
First inning,
But Jimmy, I'm sitting there thinking about something, man. And I'm just trying to see. I mean, cause, and I know it's hard, cause sports is fun, man. Sports is fun, Jimmy. I mean, like I said, I had a ball when my kid was playing, man. It was fun. And I know where your parents coming from. I was there with you. But I guess the reason he could make that transition from not playing, I know he think he good enough to play basketball. But he got to saying, I know he said, man, I'm not finna go over here and chase this and playing all this overseas stuff. I like basketball, but I love me. And I'm prepared to go do something else. Play every weekend, still play every weekend. But basketball wasn't his identity. It got him into places. Basketball is a hell of a tool, but it can't be your identity where that's it. Some kids, that's if they don't have it, Jimmy, that's it. But the reason I thought about this, Jimmy, because Charles Woodson went to the Green Bay Packers camp the other day. So the coach, he was inducted to the Green Bay Hall of Fame. Okay? He was inducted to the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. So they had him come speak to the players. And y'all got to check this out. It's a friend of the show, Charles Woodson. This what he had to tell some grown ass professional men. Watch this, Jim.
This guy has won a Super Bowl. He's won a national title. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He's been NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Rookie Player of the Year. Heisman Trophy winner. Four-time Pro Bowler. All-Pro. One-time Pro Bowler at two positions. Welcome, Charles Woodson.
Man. You could have said, I got a few more things too. You could have said.
The list is long. The list is long.
So look, man, it's an honor to be here. Yesterday I was at Lambeau shooting some stuff for upcoming season. And at the end of the one of the quotes that I had to do, I had to scream, right? And the energy that I had to put into it, it just brought back all the emotions of being a player. And it's like, damn, if I could just do that one more time, put the uniform on, put the helmet on, and go out there with my team playing against whatever opponent it may be. It brought all those emotions back, man. I loved this game. You know what I'm saying? I gave it everything that I had. Every time I stepped on the field, I gave it everything that I had. Just went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I didn't just go in there because I was good at what I did. I went in because I loved the game. So for each and every one of you guys, man, every time you step on the field, understand how lucky you are to play in this game, to go and play inside the Lambeau Field. One of the most historical places, historical teams in the NFL, you guys get to suit up and play that game. But just think about it, man. How many guys want to be in your shoes right now? How many guys didn't make it? How many guys you practiced with over the last couple of weeks? You look around, the numbers were vast. There was guys probably circled around here. Didn't make it. But you here. You get a chance to go out there and play for the Green Bay Packers. The one thing that I thought to myself every day was, man, I can't leave this game without winning a championship. Can't do it. Had I played an NFL career and not won a Super Bowl, my life just wouldn't be fulfilled, right? So I was just talking to Devontae on the sideline. Devontae believes in his team. So I don't know what each and every one of you believe, but he believes in his team. What he told me is that we have everything we need to win a championship. Just told me that. So that means he believes in you, he believes in you, he believes in you, and that everybody in here, in this circle, we have everything we need to win a championship. So every time you walk by Devontae, for the next how many ever days this season, say, man, I believe too. We got everything we need. You know, people ask me all the time, you know, do you miss playing? I don't miss playing. I don't. But if the coach said right now, Charles, I just need you, man, for one game, I would think about it. But you guys get to do it. I can't wait to watch what you guys do on the field this year, man. Go out there and get it done. All right? My time.
Jimmy, I didn't know you was going to talk about this subject. You know, I didn't know, but he said something key. He said he loved what he do. And a lot of these kids, we don't understand, Jimmy. They don't love it. He said, I was good at what I was doing. I was good. He said, but I got there because I love this game. Jimmy, being good is price of admission to get in the NFL. You ain't for 53. The Dallas Cowboys, I watched last night, Hard Knocks. Jimmy, if they had 80 guys, they had to get down to 53. Jimmy, y'all got to watch Hard Knocks. They got to get down to 53. So you have a choice, Jimmy. After I cut the 50, so that's 17 people who ain't gonna make the 53. So guess what? 16 of those guys, if Dallas want them, can come back on the practice squad. But Jimmy, they have to go. Jimmy, guess what they have to do after that? All of these guys are put on waivers. So another team are able to pick these guys up. And they part of that 17, that 16 that can be on the practice squad. And Jimmy, it's so hard. So when a kid, back to your original thing, saw the losses or whatever he did and said, man, I'm done. I know that got to you, Jimmy. If you had to preach that in your thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, B. Scott said something earlier. She said, you can always scale down the expectations, the kids' expectations. Focus on being a great high school teammate. Good one. Do an AAU team that is only local. Go to pick up gyms and Jim, it's just so many things we got. Jimmy, we just got to get our kids to understand it's more important things than being a basketball player and a rapper. Jimmy, you remember I gave you the numbers. 5,000 in entertainment, 5,000 in the movies. That's 10,000 black people in entertainment. But it's 48 million black people in the United States. There's somebody got to be a doctor, a lawyer, a Indian chief. Somebody got to be a trading analyst. Somebody got to, it's just, we just got Jimmy, and it's popular. Jimmy, come on, Jimmy, you're part of the machine. I'm a part of the machine because guess what? I'm trying to represent the best of the best. You trying to see who the best in the city. I'm trying to see who the best in the world. But what happens when Charles Woodson, as great as he was, he played 18 seasons. The ball has stopped. The ball has stopped bouncing. The ball has stopped being thrown at him. You have to realize that when that thing stopped, and it might stop soon. That was my biggest worry for the young people going to overtime. Because this thing gonna stop at some point. Where you gonna be when they eject that ball away from you? Jimmy, I'm watching, what's the boy name? Harry Giles, top 20 draft pick. Jimmy, he was on waivers. He got to sign for a non-guaranteed contract right now.
Yeah, with the Clippers.
Yes. So, I mean, when we share this stuff with y'all, man, you know, like he said, what Sensei said, man, you ain't gonna never get rid of the trolls. You know, I just hate, if we find one person that listen and this stuff happen, I don't want this to happen to these kids, man. I want them kids to have an enjoyable high school career, just like my son did. He said he had fun. Because I be telling him about what be going on in the show. He said, Dad, they going through that. He said, but you were blessed enough to have me, son. everybody don't have you. So guess what? I have to share me on this screen for 4 days a week, 2 hours a day. We're just trying to get it right for y'all. That's all. We ain't trying to tell you what to do. It's just it had to trouble Jimmy. Dude, you know, it had the trouble. Whoever the person who wrote the letter to you, what do I do with my son? I mean, just keep watching the Chop Shop. I'm gonna come up with something. Jimmy. I'm sorry, but come on, man. Get us out of here, man.
You know, that's the thing. So
Yeah.
you guys know. Make sure. I told you a while ago. You feel free to go over to rcssports.com. That's it's the number one info source of Greater Houston.
I'm doing it right now. Excuse me.
It's a lot of intel over there, a lot of good write-ups over there, articles. A lot of the college coaches that are watching right now, you should have received a few days ago the annual. We normally put it out on Labor Day, but the annual. Here's what we do, parents, with RCS Sports. One of the things, and a lot of stuff we do with the college coaches. I know that a lot of you parents and relatives have no earthly idea. That's why I always try to encourage you to start asking questions like, first of all, how did you get my cell phone number? Ain't nothing wrong with asking nobody that. It's the way that you ask that can make it sound like you're pissed off or something. No, so you'll know who to thank, you know. But one of the things that we do every year, here's the thing. Let's say your son is at a high school right now, and we get ready to leave in a second, and he is in athletic gym. What happens right now, starting on tomorrow is the first day that Division I coaches can go and see the kids at their schools. Tomorrow is the first day. There, you know, it's gonna be at least a couple of dozen coaches coming through Houston tomorrow for basketball. So what I do is we put together a list, and we provide it to the coaches to help make their jobs easier. And this list is a list of the high school gym, the athletic periods for most of the schools in the greater Houston area that have players, recruitable players for the Division I. So that's why it's not every school. Northbrook High School I don't have their gym time.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
You know, Wisdom High School, HISD, they're not on this list right now. That take up space. Sorry. So this, once again, for every day of the week, we provide the start and the finish time. And you ask me, why is that important? Because otherwise, the coach, first of all, he has to call the college coach has to call the high school coach. Because the college coach don't know the high school coach's schedule. In Texas, it's different. There are some coaches that don't even have any classes in basketball coaches. There are some that only have 2 classes. Some doubles down as a teacher in another subject. So that means chances are you're going to get their voice message. And if you have a kid that can play, or necessarily can play, a high-level recruitable player or mid-level to Division I recruitable player, guess what happens? Multiple college coaches is going to call that high school coach asking the same damn thing. Coach, want to know what time the gym period is next week. We're going to be coming in town. So that means now you got to let him know, we're going to run at this time on this day. So that means now while you're talking to him, you're talking to me on the phone, Memphis calling on the other line. You don't know it's Memphis. You ain't got them saved in your voice. So that means Memphis calling. All they want to know is what time is the gym times. We want to get over there and see little Pookie. You see? So we provide you with this. Those coaches get this. You see? It's like 3 pages. It's 3 pages, nothing but gym times each day of the week. You guys can see that. Different schools. This is typed up. They get emailed this. And they get emailed it the other day. Plus, it goes into the fall cheat sheet book that comes out at the end of the week. My point is to this. Well, this is important. Just name a kid, Hal. Just say, let's name a kid you like for basketball. Just name.
I like Josiah McWright.
Okay, Josiah McWright is at Cy Falls High School, right? And let's say his gym time is in here. His high school for Monday. Today is Wednesday. They just finished, right? If a coach is going to see Josiah McWright, then I feel obligated to that coach. I ain't obligated to you, but to that coach. And I'm obligated to the city. That's a big difference. Remember that slogan for U of H, for the city? That was innovative like a mug. That ain't gonna never go out of style. For the city. So if you're going to see Josiah McWright, coach, you're going to Cy Falls High School. Let's say there's another kid out that way and you like him. Won't you go and keep on going and go over to Cy Ranch High School? You follow me? Their gym period is going to be right before you can go and see this other kid. They got a couple of them over there, Mo Manecki, Isaiah Barjanet. You might like one of them. I'm not going to tell you, but they got enough over there. You might like one. And then guess what? Since you're going to Cypress, you got to pass the Beltway. And guess what I do, Adam? I look and I say, well, you know what? Houston Christian, they go at about 3:20 right after school. Right? They got some good young'uns over there. 2023, 2024s, you might go over there and you might see Alex Sestero's son.
Yeah.
You know, when you see him, look out for him, say my name to that young man, let him know, give him a high five, tell him I said what's that. That's the type of stuff that I do. Because otherwise, that coach who was actually going to see one kid in Houston, now I can give him a way that he can see 3 or 4 in the same app without buying another airplane ticket, without buying another hotel, without buying another rental car. That's what a lot of more people could and should be doing in this city. But then if everybody's thinking about self, kid played for you last summer, he left, went to another team, you ain't going to even send a coach to his way. But then you loved him so much when he suited up and wore your stuff.
Well, guess what? Hold on. The same thing with the Mammoths. You can do anything for them, and then you won't let them stay in your house. Then they said, Jimmy, if you catch me on his team, you put my foot in your. I mean, it's some ungrateful ass parents too now, Jimmy.
She said, put a foot. Yeah. She said.
Yeah, she called and told you. I'll never forget it. Jimmy, if you catch me playing on that team again, and we'd have laid out the red carpet for her. Oh, y'all, I wish I could tell y'all who that lady was. But keep going.
And I just want to get that out there so you guys can have an understanding, because a lot of you guys are guilty of allowing somebody to influence you into not understanding exactly my value, what it can be to you.
Well, a lot of people don't understand it, Jimmy. I didn't even understand that.
Yeah, and it took at some point in time I had to go and explain it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People, and I had to go and just this morning, I sent this message to somebody on Facebook. Early this morning. I don't hardly post. You guys know I hardly post that much on Facebook. Hardly post that much. I do more posting on Twitter, and that's not a whole lot. But a guy mentioned something about, he says, I'm paraphrasing, like, man, the only thing I didn't like about Jim Hicks was the rankings. You know, he saw the schedule for the season opener, and that's what prompted his comment, right? And my response, I felt compelled. Like I said, whoa, I ain't gonna let that roll. I know he put an LOL behind it. I wasn't gonna let that roll, right? So I go and I say to him, yo, I'm gonna read it to you. Put it up. The only thing I don't like about Jim Hicks is the rankings. This is the way to start the season. I'm in the building. So it was a jug, but it's a whistle, a dog whistle for everybody else out there who don't like Jimmy Hicks and the rankings. They're gonna rejoice and be like, yeah, I see somebody else feel like me. So my response to him is your response sometimes. If you even feel compelled to give one, I says, Mister, I invite you to start considering me as an event operator first. That is my primary position. As if you playing baseball, that's my position on the field, right? Rankings is not what I do anymore. I have a staff for that part, period. And he respected that. He say, so now I can tell the public Mr. Hicks is one of the best in the business in terms of event operator. So this is what I'm asking you. I'm an event operator. And from what it looks like, the season opener schedule came out yesterday. If you follow high school basketball, you would say that's damn good work. One event to the next event, to the next event, to the next event. I'm an event operator. So that's the thing. It's kind of like, do I need to change my name? It worked for Diddy. It's going to work for Ye. That's what I need to do?
Now, people just got to be educated, man. You got to understand some of these comments are grandfathered in, Jimmy, because people used to do rankings. And you know how people is. They just, man, if you was old Pookie in the neighborhood, that's all they going to ever think you. I told you what they said about Jesus. Hey, the greatest man ever lived. That's Joseph and Mary's son. That's Jesus, that little old Jesus down the block. The people that lived with him and around him, they just thought he was just a little dude down the street. So what happens is, you used to do rankings. They don't understand, man. You got a staff that ranks and you oversee it. They don't understand that. But guess what? It's people, Jimmy. It's people I used to play basketball against. Still mad at me about, because I guess I did something, because I used to talk stuff, I guess. I don't know. This 40 years, I ain't shot a ball in 30 years. So, Jimmy, that's all it is, man. Guys just, so think about this, Jimmy. I'm at your event, minding my business, enjoying the event just like everybody else. And a guy came up to me and said, man, you got to do something about these referees. I said, me? I said, this ain't my event. Oh, I know. No, I said, it's Jimmy's event. But he gonna tell me I got to do something about the referees. So he was really misinformed. And that's all, Jimmy. People just are misinformed. This guy still think you do rankings. Yeah. And put the LOL so you would tear his head off. But guess what? You educated me. You educated all these people on this feed today. You said, look, man, I give these guys, I'm an event operator, but I also got the cheat sheet. That's where my nickname came from. Because if I don't have this cheat sheet, I wouldn't be in a position to be able to do this other. This cheat sheet put me on the map. So guess what? You take as much care of this cheat. So you telling the coach, look, oh, that was a hell of a blueprint. I wish I had said another school so you could tell me how you mapped that out with the other guys. But that's an innovative way to say, coach, I'm finna say you're coming down. Because guess what? All companies, y'all, are streamlining. Even Walmart. Hold up, Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm going to go, I saw this from Walmart other day. Hold up. I got to share this because this going to be right up your alley. You saving the university? Hold up.
Yes.
You saving everybody. Watch this, man. Watch this. Oh, here it is. Walmart, y'all. Check this out. One of the biggest companies in the world operates a fleet, Jimmy, of 22 private jets for its employees to use for business travel. One of the largest corporate fleets in the world. Why? This eliminates overnight stays, unnecessary wasted travel time, enabling them to fly to cities that don't serve commercial flights. Because Walmart and a lot of these kids. Jimmy, what you doing is what Walmart did for themselves. You saving the college and the money.
Yeah, that's what, and they know that, and that's the thing. I mean, so what I do is I find out from the college coach, okay, who you coming to see? They'll say a kid name, and then okay, if you're saying, I'm coming to see, PJ Haggerty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, you're going to Crosby.
Okay.
Okay, what airport you flying in? I'm coming in Hobby. Okay, so if you're going to Crosby, and they say, oh no, I'm coming in Bush. I made a mistake. I'm coming in Bush. I'm going to Crosby. Okay, look, if you go into Bush, going to Crosby, that means you got to pass Summer Creek.
Mm-hmm.
You could go the back way and go to Atascocita, and you got Sea King.
Mm-hmm.
You got North Shore. And if any of those schools have a prospect that is, in my opinion, recruitable right now for that particular coach, depending on the level of the coach, then I'm not, see, one thing is what I don't do, I don't like wasting people's time. For example, if I use PJ Haggerty in this example, let's say he's committed to TCU. So, we're not, but let's say if he wasn't committed. And let's say it was SFA coming in town, and they were coming to see PJ Haggerty. I'm not, or they coming to see somebody at Atascocita and whatnot, and I say, well, PJ Haggerty's right down the street. Well, I'm not going to waste their time. I'm going to let them know, TCU is about to seal a deal with this kid. You can go over there and see him. But here goes number to his high school coach, call him and see. You might be, you can go and just rub the log. But if you go, they got Sean Elkington over there at Crosby. You see now how I do this, how I flip it now? If you're going to go, you have a kid about 6'6", guess what? If you like him, you might like him. If you like him, he might need a year to be able to make an impact or play with you guys. SFA has been a powerhouse. They're leaving the Southland Conference now. They're going to the WAC. In case you guys forgot, Abilene Christian, Lamar, SFA, I can't think of the fourth school. 4 schools left to Southland. So it's about making the coach, and the coach feel good if you're maximizing that time. Because now he ain't chasing everything around. A lot of these kids don't have no earthly idea, man. You're giving these coaches too much credit. A lot of these coaches go where somebody has influenced them. For example, if they talk to if one of these coaches talking to John Urie, he's going to try his best to make sure that coach go to every damn school that every one of his players play that suited up for him to play at. And that's what, in the marketing, that's what, I don't fault him for doing that. I do fault him. I would fault anybody for wasting the coach's time. Because it's like crying wolf. Next time your ass cry, you need a coach to do you a favor, they're going to remember you wasted their time. Believe that. They're going to tolerate you right now while the kid is in school. Once that kid is gone, they're going to remember that. Coaches remember. You talking about petty. A lot of these college coaches, they remember when people have wasted their time. And that's what I want to leave you guys with. We talk more on tomorrow, but it's time to get on up out of here on this Chop Shop. Man, it's a good convo today.
Great one.
And
Women Rock wins it too, Jim.
Yeah. Shout out to all the ladies that came on through. B. Scott, I see you hung there with us to the end. Tamika, you was there till the wheels fell off. I see you. I see y'all two ladies up on.
And Tamika was a starting fiver. She was a part of starting five, so she was here the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Shout out to Tamika. You went from the rooter to the tutor on this thing today. I like that. So, but anyway, guys, we'll see you guys on tomorrow, Baby Friday. We have a lot to talk about. Don't forget, attorney Troy Pradier will join us on the back nine, and he's going to discuss and break down, of course, this open carry. Now, this gun permit.
Yeah,
I'm saying open carry.
They call it permitless, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Permitless carry.
That's too many damn syllables. They need to come up with something else. That's too many syllables. And so, but he's going to discuss it because there's some things that that you guys probably didn't know and need to know about this and how. Understand? You're talking about hit pistol, somebody in your family. Don't want to get nobody in a wreck, and how you can, and knowing your rights as well. And that don't mean everybody's gonna respect your rights in a uniform, but at least you do know your rights, and that's the first level, a layer of this stuff. But anyway, guys, it's time to slide on down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing on this Baby Friday. On this Women Rock Wednesday. We'll see you guys in almost 22 hours, and it's time for me to get on up out of here. Got stuff to do and get back on the track and make a couple of laps. My damn self. Day number 2, Al. I know I like to count the days backwards. So it's really day number 20. Then tomorrow will be the day number 19. Then I see you guys again. It'll jump down to day number 16. And I'll be walking the dog then. I'll be walking the dog. One more week, it'll be under 10. And I'll be walking the dog. And all of a sudden, y'all going to look at this thing. Y'all going to think how to play with this screen. I'm going to start shrinking on y'all ass. I'm going to start shrinking. And then a couple weeks later, a couple of months later, I'm going to put one of them tight ass V-necks. Put on the tight V-necks on.
I'm praying for you, man, over here. When I get quiet, I'm just praying.
There you go. Anyway, we up out of here, guys. Peace. Robert Allen, Jim Hicks, Chop Shop. We up out of here.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.